moving average. Zigzag movement of prices often makes it difficult to judge the underlying trend. Zigzag movement of prices often makes it difficult to judge the underlying trend. Moving averages are used to highlight this trend. Zigzag movement of prices often makes it difficult to judge the underlying trend. Sometimes prices are going up, sometimes they are going down, again going up, again going down. So it becomes difficult to understand whether it is upward trend or downward trend. Zigzag movement of prices makes often it difficult to judge the underlying trend. Moving averages are used to highlight the trend. A moving average smoothens the underlying price data and represent the trend for the period used to calculate the average. For depicting short-term trend, 5 to 10 days moving average may be used. For medium trend, 50 days moving average may be used. For long-term trend, 200 days moving average may be used. 200 days moving average is popular among the technical analysts. For moving average, generally the closing prices are used. There are two types of moving averages. Number one, simple moving average. Number two, exponential moving average. Simple moving average. The term simple moving average signifies that moving average is computed for a moving body of data. For example, a 5 days moving average is calculated by adding the closing prices for the first 5 days. We take the closing data for first 5 trading days. We find their total. For example, a 5-day moving average is calculated by adding the closing prices for first 5 days. We will take first trading day's prices plus second day's trading prices plus third day trading prices plus fourth day prices plus fifth day prices and divide the total by 5. A 5 days moving average is calculated by adding the closing prices for the first 5 days and dividing the total by 5. The average so calculate represents moving average for the 5th day. This figure will be treated as moving average for the 5th day. At the end of 6th day, the average is taken for closing prices for day 2 through day 6. The average so calculated represents moving average for the 6th day and so on. For 6th day, what we will do? We will take the closing price for the second trading session, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, add them, divide by 5. So that will represent the moving average of the 6th day. What I will do? I will find this plus this plus this plus this plus this, divide by 5, it will give me 7380. It is 5-week moving average. It is the weekly data. So if I have to find 5-week moving average, I have taken the data for first week, second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week. This plus this plus this plus this plus this divided by 5 will give me 5-week moving average. Now I will leave this. I will leave this. I will take this. I mean this plus this plus this plus this plus this divided by 5. Now this plus this plus this plus this plus this divided by 5 and so on. Now this is the actual price line or actual index. It is in the form of zigzag. Sometimes the prices are rising, sometimes the prices are falling. But this is the smoothened version of actual price line. This is the moving average version of actual price line, and from moving average we clearly find that the prices are rising up to this level, start falling at this level. This is the actual data. It is in the zigzag form. This is the smoothened version. This is the moving average. Exponential moving average. Exponential moving average is equal to closing price minus previous trading sessions exponential moving average. Closing price minus previous trading sessions exponential moving average into exponential moving average factor plus previous exponential moving average. Where exponential average factor is 2 upon n plus 1. For example, if 5 days moving average is to be calculated, exponential moving average factor is 2 upon 5 plus 1, that is 2 upon 6, that is 0.33. For the first period's exponential moving average, the simple average moving average used as previous period's exponential moving average. In the formula, we have to use previous period's moving average. So when we are calculating for the first period, we won't have any previous period's exponential moving average. So for the first period's exponential moving average, the simple moving average used at the previous period's exponential moving average. We are given closing values of BSE Sensex for 6 January, for 7 January, for 10 January. This is Friday. So next 2 days are holidays, Saturday, Sunday, there is no trading on BSE. So 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 17th. It is Thursday. 14th January was holiday. 15th was Saturday. 16th was Sunday. 30 days simple moving average of Sensex can be assumed as 15,000. This will be used as previous exponential moving average. This will be used as previous exponential moving average, and the value of exponent for 30 days EMA is 0.062. Exponential moving average is equal to closing price minus previous exponential moving average into EMA factor plus previous EMA. Friends, simple moving average is taken for calculation of first exponential moving average as previous EMA. For our first calculation, previous EMA will be taken as simple moving average, which is given in the question as 15,000. So this is our closing price. This is our previous EMA. This is EMA factor plus previous EMA. This is our closing price. This is our previous EMA, 14,970, our previous EMA. EMA factor plus previous EMA. Closing price, that is 15,222 minus previous EMA 14,967. The difference is multiplied with EMA factor plus previous EMA and so on. In this case, actual prices are plotted on the chart. The moving average is overlaid on the same chart. If the actual prices are lower and moving average is higher, if actual prices are lower, it is assumed to be a bear run. If actual prices are lower, it is assumed to be a bear run. So in this case, it was a bear run. Actual prices were lower, moving prices were higher. If actual prices are lower, moving prices are higher, that is interpreted as bear situation, that is downward trend. But we find that this downward trend has been reversed. In the beginning, actual prices were lower, moving average was higher, but at this level the situation has changed. So this is an indication of bull run. This is an indication of upward trend in prices. Interpretation of moving average. The moving average is overlaid over a normal price chart. The moving average line is taken as indicator of trend. This particularly applies to 200 days moving average. Moving average smoothens the short-term fluctuations. It absorbs the short-term fluctuations and depicts the long-term trend. In the upward trend, both the price and the moving average are rising. In upward trend, price is rising, price line is rising, upward trend is rising, but the price line is above the moving average line. Very important point, please. In an upward point, both the price and the moving average are rising. In an upward, both the price and moving average are rising, and price is above the moving average. If the price were now to move below the moving average, while the moving average is still rising, it would probably signal just a correction. Suppose prices are rising, moving average is also rising. In this scenario, moving average is below the price line, price is above the moving average line. In an upward trend, both the price and the moving average are rising, and price is above moving average. In an upward trend, what happens? Both price and moving average are rising, and price is above moving average. Now, suppose the price move below the moving average. Price move below the moving average. But price move below the moving average, but moving average is still rising, it would probably signal just a correction. It is not a change of trend, it is just a correction. Prices are rising, moving average is rising. Actual prices move below moving average, but moving average is still rising. Actual prices move below moving average. Actual prices move below moving average, but moving average is still rising. It signals just a correction. That is, it's only for quite short period that prices have come down. There is every possibility that prices will go up again. In an upward trend, prices go up, moving average go up, but prices are above moving average. Prices are above moving average. In this scenario, if the actual prices come down the moving average, but the moving average has still rising tendency. Moving average has still rising tendency. Actual prices have come down, but moving average has still rising the tendency. This is treated just a signal for correction. It is not trend change. It is just for short period that prices have decreased. There is every possibility that prices will again move upward. After a while, renewed buying usually push the price again over the moving average. If the moving average is still rising, such a crossover of price over the moving average indicate resumption of the trend. Prices are rising. Moving average is rising. In this situation, generally actual prices are over the moving average. Actual prices are above the moving average. Here, actual prices declined, but moving average is still rising. So it was an indication of a correction. It was not an indication of trend change. It was just a short period correction. So actual prices came down, but the bullish tendency or upward tendency is there. So the renewed buying will push up the prices. Again, the prices will go above the moving average, and this indicate continuation of rising trend. So this was an indication of just a small correction. A small correction was there. For some time, prices came down, but renewed buying pushed up the prices again above the moving average. So again, the trend of upward prices has been resumed. However, if the moving average has begun to move sideways, prices are rising, moving average is rising, prices are above moving average line, but suppose prices come down, prices come below the moving average and begin to move sideways, a trend reversal is more likely. It is signal when price again crosses below the moving average. Prices again crosses the below the moving average. It was upward trend. This was a signal of correction, but the signal proved wrong because moving average did not continue to rise. It was sideways. It was sideways. And actual prices, they came below, they went up, but they again came down. Actual prices were below moving average. they went up, but again actual prices again came below moving average. So this is an indication of trend reversal. That is, the rising trend is over and perhaps it is the beginning of a downward trend of the prices. In a downward trend, both the prices and moving average are falling. Prices are falling, moving average are falling, and price is below moving average. If the prices were now to move above moving average while the moving average is still falling, it would probably signal just a correction, that is, it is just a short time change. Suppose actual prices are falling, moving average is also falling. In this situation, there is every possibility that actual prices are below moving average line. But if the moving average still continues to fall, but actual prices start rising, though the moving average is still falling, it is a signal of correction. It is not a signal of trend change. After a while, renewed selling pulls the prices again below the moving average. If the moving average is still falling, the crossover of price over the moving average indicates resumption of the downward trend. Actual prices are falling, moving average is falling, actual prices increase. We do not get any strong signal of trend reversal here, we get the signal of correction. But after some time, the actual prices again come below moving average. Actual prices again come below moving average. It means the trend has been resumed, the trend is likely to continue, downward trend is likely to continue. However, if the moving average has begun to move sideways, a trend reversal is now more likely. It is signaled when the price again move above the moving average. The trend was that of falling prices. Prices falling, moving average falling. It was a signal of correction. But coming to this point, we find that moving average is not falling. It is rising, but moving average is not falling. So, coming to this point, we find that actual prices have again gone up the moving average. So, this situation shows reversal of trend, that is, prices were falling in past, but in future the prices are likely to rise. Let's revise. Interpretation of moving average. The moving average is overlaid a normal price chart. The moving average line is taken as indicator of trend. This particularly applies to 200 days moving average. Moving average absorbs the short-term fluctuations. It smoothens the short-term fluctuations and depicts the long-term trend. In an upward trend, both the prices and moving average are rising and prices are above moving average. For an upward trend, 3 points are there. prices are rising, actual price is rising, moving average rising, and actual prices are above moving average. If the prices now move to below moving average, prices move to below moving average, but moving average is still rising, it probably signals just a correction. Both are rising, prices are rising, moving average is rising, prices are above moving average, so this is the upward trend in the prices. But here, though the moving average is still rising, actual prices have fallen, so this is the signal of a correction. That is, it is quite for short period that the prices have come down. There is every possibility that prices will go up again. And what is the condition for that? Actual prices are below moving average, but moving average is still rising. Actual prices are below moving average, but moving average is still rising. After a while, the renewed buying pushes the price again over the moving average. If the moving average is still rising, such a crossover of the price over moving average indicates resumption of the rising trend. Prices are rising, actual prices are rising, moving average is rising, actual price was down for some time, but after then actual prices again crossed moving average. Actual prices again went above moving average. It is indication of resumption of trend, that is, the prices are expected continue to rise. However, if the moving average begun to sideways, that is, actual price line has come down, come below the moving average line, and moving average is not rising, it is just sideways. However, if the moving average has begun to move sideways, a trend reversal is more likely. It is signal when the price again crosses below the moving average. These are our actual prices. Moving average, actual prices are above. So this is our rising prices trend, upward trend. Here actual prices came down, but moving average did not continue to rise. Moving average was in sideways. Again actual prices went up. Again they came down. So this is trend reversal. That is, it is expected that in future the prices will have downward trend. In a downward trend, both the price and the moving average are falling, and price is below moving average. In a downward trend, both the price and the moving average are falling, and price is below moving average. If the price were now to move above the moving average, while moving average is still falling, it would probably signal a correction. For example, prices are falling, moving average is falling, prices are below moving average, so this is an indication of downward trend. Here, though the moving average is still falling, but actual prices have started rising, this is indication of a correction. It may not be a trend change, it is just a short period change. After a while, the prices may again start falling. After a while, renewed selling usually pulls the price again below the moving average. If the moving average is still falling, such a crossover of the price over the moving average indicates resumption of downward trend. Actual prices are falling. Moving average is falling. Here, actual prices went up, but moving average was still falling. After some time, actual prices again came down. This is an indication that the downward trend will continue. It was just a small change, but overall the downward trend is there. The downward trend will continue. However, if the moving average has begun to move sideways, a trend reversal is now more likely. It is signal when the price move above the moving average. Prices are falling, moving average is falling, prices are below moving average. So this was downward trend. Here prices went up, they again went up. They went up, they again went up. So now there is every possibility of trend reversal, that is the downward trend has ended and the prices are expected to rise in coming days. Momentum analysis, also known as relative strength index. Momentum is useful indicator of strength or weakness in the share price. Momentum is a useful indicator of strength or weakness in the share price. Relative strength index is a technique of momentum analysis. This technique is quite popular as it is easy to calculate and easy to interpret. The relative strength index measures the share's internal strength or weakness by comparing today's prices to its previous day prices. Relative strength is equal to average gain per day divided by average loss per day. By gain here we mean increase in price. By loss here we mean decrease in price. Relative strength index is equal to 100 minus 100 upon 1 plus relative strength. Values above 70 are considered overbought and values below 30 are considered as oversold. RSI is best used as valuable component to other technical analysis. The technique was developed by Wilder and published in the magazine Commodities, now called Futures, in 1978. Wilder suggested to calculate RS on the basis of 14 price changes. For 14 price changes, we require price data for 15 days. Second day, price has increased by rupees 2. So there is gain of rupees 2. Third day, price has declined by rupees 2. So loss of rupees 2. Fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, eighth day, ninth day, 10th day. Price has increased, price has decreased, price has increased, price has increased. 11th day, 12th day, 13th day, 14th day, 15 days. Total. This has been divided by 14 because over 14 days period there is gain of 28. This has been divided by 14 because over 14 days period there is loss of 10. RS is equal to average gain per day upon average loss per day. We calculate RSI and we plot. Friends, the interpretation of RSI is we calculate RSI for various days. For this day, we require 15 days price changes. First to 15. For this day, we require second to 16 trading sessions prices, third to 17th day trading session prices. So we calculate RSI. If falling RSI, if RSI goes above 70 and then starts falling, if RSI goes above 70 and then starts falling, it is treated as sell signal. It is an indication that the prices are going to fall. They were rising, they start falling here, but here we can definitely say that the prices will fall further, so the signal is sell. If the prices are falling, they start rising, they go above 30. They go above 30. It is a signal for buying. It is a signal that in future the prices are likely to go up. Prices are falling. They have started rising. They have crossed this 30 limit. There is every possibility that prices will go up. Going up the prices, when they start falling and they cross, they come below 70, signal. So this is the buying sign signal. This is the selling signal. What is the buying signal? Rising prices cross 30. Selling signal, falling prices cross 70. Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands developed by Johann Bollinger in 1980s are used by technical analysts for studying the volatility and share prices behavior. Under this approach, the three bands are overlaid over a normal price chart. The middle band exhibits 20 days moving average of the prices. The upper band exhibits 20 days moving average of prices plus 2 standard deviation. The lower band exhibits 20 days moving average of the prices minus 2 standard deviation. It is plus 2 standard deviation, it is minus 2 standard deviation. Standard deviation is a measurement of volatility. Hence, narrower the bands at a given time, lower the volatility. Wider the bands, greater the volatility. In upward trend, the actual prices usually move between the 20-day moving average and upper band. In upward trend, the prices usually move between 20-day moving average and upper band. Penetration of upward Bollinger Band in an upward trend usually suggests continuation of upward trend. However, if the prices quickly moves back into the band, a trend reversal or at least a deep correction is likely. This is our actual price line. This is moving average line, moving average minus 2 standard deviation, moving average plus 2 standard deviation. In an upward trend, this has rising tendency, this has rising tendency, this has rising tendency, this has rising tendency. But the main point is, in upward trend, actual prices are between moving average and upward band. In case of upward trend, in case of rising trend, actual prices are between moving average and upward band. If actual prices cross the upward band, it is an indication that upward trend will continue. But if actual prices go beyond upward band but come down quickly within the band, a trend reversal is more likely. That is, this is an indication that the prices in future may fall. In a downward trend, the prices usually move between moving average and lower band. Penetration of lower band in a downward trend usually suggests continuation of downward trend. However, if the price quickly moves back into the band, a trend reversal or at least a strong temporary rally is likely. This is downward trend. Actual price is downward, moving average plus 2 standard deviation downward, moving average minus 2 standard deviation downward. Actual prices have gone below the lower band. This situation indicates that the downward trend will continue. But if this again rises, actual prices have gone up, they have come down, but they have again shown the rising trend. In that case, trend reversal is possible. That is, in future the prices may rise or at least a strong temporary rally is there. That is, at least for some time prices will continue to rise.